Just in case you guys were wondering if I was ready. Because I always ask, are you guys ready? Just want you guys to know as well, I am ready. So, let's go and kickstart this to the upper left-hand side. We're going to start off with our yellow Zerg player from Sloth Esport Club. Give it up if you're cheering on game time here in this best of 3. Just saw him taking a map off you thermal, but not doing much other than that. Kind of an attempt to all in game 1 did not go his way, and in game 3 kind of didn't even get all in, just got pressured, and he was going for a bit of a funky build that left him very vulnerable to an attack. So with what Eutham was going for, basically. Bottom right hand side of the map is our Red Protoss player from Team Liquid, of course. It is MaNa. He was scouting around with that probe across the map, as you can see on the first person view in the corner. Let's jump out of that and just follow this probe ourselves now. He already blocked that natural hatchery from coming up here. And the third hatch is on its way down over towards the top side as well. So third hatch coming up and into play. And we are underway with this, and just getting going into very standard PvZ so far. So far, pretty much everything you would expect this to be. As this probe jumps up in towards the main, and just having a little bit of a look around. Going to be seeing this probe, still looking to see what's up. Probe just moving backwards and forwards as this drone. Moving on over towards the third base, that Ling speed upgrade coming through here from GameTime. The natural expansion is just on the way up as well. Everything really just getting going. We're waiting for the first adept to start moving across the map to to give this a little bit of an interesting sort of flavor to get something going. And we are going to get the confirmation as well of what the follow-up is looking to be, the Stargate coming down. And let's just start to see what MaNa will get up to right now in the next couple of moments. Depth continue to come across once again, just shading away. Obviously the main intention initially to the third base, where maybe you can get a drone or two already, and then maybe you can go from there. Probably will look to shade backwards here instantly as he comes in for that drone kill, and looks as though GameTime not paying attention, loses 1 and probably loses 2 here. Ooh, he targets a different drone. Maybe MaNa expecting that to become a small crawler. Didn't feel as though it was worth connecting onto. Two depths moving forwards, and just going to be seeing one drone going down, another drone as well. Third worker just shares away. I mean, that's 3 more drones already, and just with the first 2 adepts, it's not like the first 2 adepts are meant to do this much damage. A lot of Lings out on the map as well, which are actually just across the map looking to do something, but a probe in the wall, an adept in the wall, and I guess a shield battery starts now behind it, but you might need something else here in a moment. I guess the Oracle's about to pop, so even if the Oracle's about to pop, should be able to fight against this. These adepts do get behind. I mean, everything was there. You have the secondary wall up, the Oracle's here, the extra adepts will be good to hold for now, and the Oracle can get across to try and do some more damage. So Oracle up the right hand side, looking to see where it can go. Gonna be hitting the third base in the next couple of moments. Phoenix, Robo Facility, all on the way as well. And the Twilight Council there. We've seen MaNa getting set to follow up. Already 3 workers there. Probably could have got a 4th as he moved away as well, honestly. But still, just look at the worker count of GameTime. 40 to 32 at the moment, and his income is just down in the gutter compared to where he'd like it to be. As MaNa's almost at full 2-base saturation already. I mean, it's 22 workers a base and 42 workers already up. He's basically there. And at full 2-base saturation, I mean, MaNa's just going to be laughing. He's already adding on 2 extra gates, and so the ability to kind of pressure and go on from here is going to be pretty high. For Twilight Council finishing, definitely a possibility for Templar Archives or just charge. You're going to see a Warp Prism right away, and there is the Templar Archives coming down, so is just going to be the option of going in towards some Archon drops to just harass his way in towards the next stage of the game, taking even more of a worker lead and keeping that economy of his opponent so very low all over again. The Phoenix moves forwards and in towards the center just momentarily to see what is up. And then back over to the right side too. Hydra was down from game time, comes up behind this main base mineral line, and the Queen just poking away at this Oracle as well. So Oracle taking some hits, and those Lings are going to come down through the center, down all the way towards the south side here. So they're coming down towards the south. The Warp Prism goes over to the left just slightly, and a few more High Templar warping in. So you can see this Lone Adept attacks onto one Zergling there, a little bit of damage done. Those two Archons are on their way up right now, and Observe on the way out, and a few extra gates coming into play. I mean, MaNa really will have so much production in a moment or two. We might have to use a few warp-ins over here right now, because at the moment we can see that this Adept is not having a great time holding on to the third Nexus. However, Oracle comes in, that will do the job, and that does allow MaNa to just warp in across the map instead. I mean, already 4 gates up, right? So he's going to be able to warp in right away here. Just 4 extra Zealots to help these Archons, and there's nothing in this main base currently. What's even worse is Hydra's about to pop out, and they're going to pop out right on top of these Archons, which actually really doesn't help game time at all. It's just going to be very expensive losses for them, although right now they have managed to get away at the expense of a bunch of drones going down instead. So, I mean, it's very hard to argue that that's even that much better, you know? Gets one of these Hydras here, and now the other two coming down towards the low ground, and more Zealots warping in. MaNa is going huge in this one right now as we see those Zealots continue to come on through, and Archon's going to continue to push those Hydras and Lings back here. Now the Hydra's Titan obviously goes a long way to helping out. Archon the low ground can be lifted back up as he picks up this Hydra up here, and still just sat around, dealing so much more damage. Hydra's coming in once more, and there is the lift up. The Oracle, the Warp Prism, doing its job, extracting those Archons after being the one to implant them in there as well. And a lot of damage done already. Units lost, you can see about 8 Zealots and a couple of Adepts that were lost as well throughout the game. But 20 Workers, 43 Lings, 7 Hydras. Obviously a couple of these were from, you know, the initial Adepts. Some of it was from the Oracle. That was a lot of damage done. I mean, especially 7 Hydras on the Queen alone is a huge deal. Plus like 40s, it's a lot of damage for these Archons. So these Archons really have picked up a lot. We'll see how many kills they have in a few moments, actually, as Storm's coming up. MaNa going in towards the Immortals as well. Does he have charge now? He does. Just makes those Zealots even better, as it looks like he's already pushing in towards this upper right-hand side. The intention to maybe cancel this 4th hatchery. Just slow down game time even further in this game. And there's the warp in. Just 3 Zealots, not an overcommitment. Nothing too much. Just something to help him take this hatchery down. Something to put in front of the Archons to give them a bit of time to do some more damage. Lings and Hydras continue coming up here as we do see game time just coming over to the right side. And well, I mean, cancelling the 4th base already. MaNa's happy with that one. He's not going to stick around too long and lose more than he needs to. Even keeping a couple extra Zealots alive goes a long way to just keeping MaNa in a position where, well, it's 2 extra Zealots to have to kind of join into the big fight. Unfortunately, they get cut off, but the Archons make it back home, and now MaNa's just looking to defend because game time has not continued to drone. He's not replacing that 4th hatchery. He's just looking to hit with this Ling Hydra force, and right now he's going right in towards the natural expansion. Well, Archons will drop off over here to help kind of block any units that anything are moving through. The fact MaNa already committed into Storm means that the first Storms pretty much just weaken these Hydras so heavily that now they're very engageable. I mean, the Archon, the Immortal, just taking 1 shots to finish a bunch of these Hydras off is obviously a huge deal. The Zealots charging in still, the Hydras being chased away, the Archon doing a great job here, and now 5 more Zealots warping in beneath this Warp Prism. Zealots and the Archons working their way through these rocks as well. There's just a little bit more damage being done here and there. Now here we go, MaNa pushing forwards once again. Ooh, just see one of those Zealots getting picked up, and another couple of High Templar warping in, a few more Zealots too. Getting set up and ready to go. A lot of Lings over the left-hand side as the MaNa is just going to go for, well, maybe an execution move up to your upper right-hand side. Maybe just push on in and look to end this. I mean, the Zealots get intercepted by Lings, or maybe the Lings get intercepted by Zealots. Either way, the Lings win the fight and they can continue on, but a stasis ward, more Zealots being set up, and oh man, Hydras are off of creep as well, in case that wasn't already looking bad. As we're going to see High Templars dropping in from the Prism. We've seen a lot of this lately, the Warp Prism to transport High Templar around. It's something people used to do way back in the day, and it was like a very like, oh my god, that's so fancy kind of thing. Nowadays, it's becoming actually just straight up the norm, as GG is called. MaNa takes this game at #1. Nowadays, it's just straight up becoming the norm, right? Because MaNa's in this sort of position, or these pros players are in these sort of positions where if you don't do this, it just side, we'll do our intros first. It is our yellow Zerg player. Give it up if you're cheering on from Sloth Esports Club. It is game time. Sorry, I was just setting up the scoreboard. That's the top left-hand side. Our red Protoss player from Team Liquid is MaNa. What's up, Zemo lol? We got MP Dark Guy in the chat. Shishaddy, how you doing? When did Wardy Hay go away? We never had a Wardy Hay emote. Not even once. What is the prize pool? The prize pool for this event is $416.25 at the moment. If you want to raise it, you can donate a little bit on the Mancherino page. Obviously not necessary, but if you're enjoying the games, want to support the players, it's a great way to support the tournament. But yeah, I never had a Wardy High emote. I don't believe. I just had a Wardy emote for a long time, I guess. But, yeah, what's up, people? How we doing? We have a Wardy Hype emote, which is sort of like a high emote, because it's like, Wardy, my arms are in the air, so it's like, yeah, woo, you're here, hi. I'm trying to think. Admin of Doom in the chat says, thanks for casting, really enjoying the stream. And thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad you're enjoying the games. Again, after this, we're going to do Euthermal versus Keen. How long have we been live for? 4.5 hours? We'll do Euthermal Keen and kind of see how we're going with time. Yeah. I just got a couple of things. The problem is tonight, again, I want to not get home too late. But I also have a couple of things to do in terms of like YouTube uploads and stuff. So that's something I want to try and not miss out on too much as we go along. So yeah, I think it's kind of we'll see how the time goes. I think right now we're maybe at risk of missing Game Time versus Clem and Game Time versus Keen, but maybe we do them anyway. We'll see. We will see. This game is from Replay, Dark Guy. It was played about 2 hours ago or so, within the last 2 hours more or less. Basically, when we were casting live earlier, there's 2 matches going on at a time. So what we're doing is we are casting the games that we played just a little bit earlier on that we didn't get to see on the main stream because we were covering a different game at the same time. Just going to see this Adept moving forwards, and we are going to be seeing the Warp Gate is already about halfway up. Obviously, fairly simple standard startup again. You know, the initial Adept, no second Adept this time though across the map. Just the one, and then a Stalker to shut down an Overlord, which has supply block Game Time. But an Oracle follow-up, so going in towards that now. And we're going to see the Twilight Council and another Gateway being thrown down in the main base. So Twilight Council, another Gateway. And there's the Chrono Boost on the Stargate. Get that Oracle out just a little bit faster. Get it out, get it on the map, and get it going from there. Hatchery just finished up Hatchery on the third base from Game Time as we see these Zerglings trying to move forwards, but don't finally find themselves the opportunity to. Oracle as well, just moving around. Obviously wants to try and get some damage done. A second Oracle to join up with it as well. That's what I mean about PvZ. Like, if it's the straight up sort of standard stuff, free hatch, Oracle play, not much really happens for the first 3, 4, 5 minutes. I actually always say this, like, how on earth did I ever used to cast PvZ back in the day where every game was like a Forge Fast Expand? You know, you used to see the Zergs going up to 3 bases, droning, and basically every game was like Forge Fast Expand, and so you hit with like a +2 blink time in like 9, 10, 11 minutes. But every game was the same, and so nothing really, you know, there's nothing to really talk about. And if anything was different, it was something really uninteresting, like, oh, he made 3 gates and he's warping in Zealots. You know, it really, like, you know, back in Heart of the Swarm, casting PvZ was so dull. I really despised the matchup because of it. It was just again and again and again. It's kind of crazy. Can you explain why Game Time when free base Hydra Ling instead of transition to something like Ling Bane to apply some pressure himself? Well, kind of fast Hydras have kind of been the way to play more recently, just in terms of the meta. Getting the Hydras up rather than Ling Bane is just a bit more powerful and people are enjoying a bit more. I think the biggest issue is just a lot of, like, you know, generally you would want to go Ling Bane Hydra. But in that last game, he took so much damage from those first couple of Archons and so on. And Banes won't actually help against those initial Archons. So after taking so much damage in the early stages, he just really didn't find himself the money or the time to kind of invest into Banes. And so Hydra Link can create a very powerful attack because you're putting all of your gas into Hydras, which if they mass up high enough, can do a lot of damage very quickly. And so I guess that was kind of his goal there, just to kind of go in and win the game right there, because he thought as though he'd taken too much damage to otherwise transition and do damage elsewhere as it's well MaNa. Shades in here, I mean already 2 queens are dead. Now the Lings get surround. He is actually going to lose the 3rd Nexus though. He doesn't have a response for that because the Oracles are across the map helping kill queens. But boy, is it going to be worth it, it feels like, because he's now picking up drone after drone after drone in this mineral line as well. Okay, more Lings coming in, so it looks as though the drone farm is over. And we all see these Adepts now going down as he gets a couple more workers at the end of this. MaNa, he loses a lot of his army, but kills a lot of drones in the meantime, and he has these Oracles to get 2 more workers. 30 workers down already. Wow, resources lost 1.9k to 3.1. MaNa's only lost 12 Adepts for 30 drones, 3 queens, 43 Zerglings, and 1 Overlord. Obviously, he lost his 3rd Nexus as well, though, and that is a little bit of a shame. That does slow him down a little bit. But for killing 30 workers, it's definitely something you can sort of be like, well, you never want to try and have to justify losing your 3rd Nexus. You never want to be like, oh yeah, I lost my 3rd Nexus, this is fine. But you can sort of say, well, killing 30 workers allows you to have lost the 3rd Nexus and not be in a terrible position. Like, if he didn't kill any workers with this attack, and he has no 3rd Nexus, then it's a very different scenario. Scenario where we're probably like, well, GameTime's got an advantage now. He's playing the lead. But I think this definitely is still MaNa's advantage. Up on workers, switching into Colossi as well. We've seen a lot of Colossi lately going up against the kind of the Ling Hydra styles. This is going to be one of those builds once again. In fact, already double Robo. And so 2 Colossi coming out at a time are going to be interesting here as we see these 2 Oracles to the south side. Looking to see what they can get up to as well. Coming in, we're going to see a couple drones getting picked off instantly. That's actually 3 workers picked off right there. Not bad at all. As Oracles continue to move away over to the left-hand side. And a few more Hydras coming up. The extended thermal lance coming in as well right now from MaNa. Yes, I mean, this opens it up with such fast Colossus production. He does open himself an opportunity to maybe commit into like a committed like kind of big Colossus attack, you know, with like 4 Colossi or so. Definitely becomes a possibility here as those units start to gather up just outside of these gates at the front. A couple of Adepts from MaNa will shade on through over to the left. Again, Lings and Hydras on the way out right now. Those numbers starting to really build up here off of just 60 workers. MaNa is going to come through the top side. I don't like this with only 2 Colossi. I mean, I guess the 3rd one's out. Where are you? There you are. You're already coming across. So I guess he's just going to go and push with this. I mean, Zealot Charge is about to finish. He has no 1-1 or anything like that. Which means these Hydras are going to do pretty good at fighting. But again, they're going to melt into the reign of those Colossus. So if GameTime wants to win this, he really needs to get on top of the Colossi and shut them down pretty much instantly here to make this work out. MaNa warping in some Adepts, but he does have to deal with this little bit of a Ling run by at the same time. Right now, Shield Battery keeping an Adept alive, and he's probably going to be able to clean this up without too much of an issue. Pushes those Lings away. Meanwhile, Stasis Ward's coming down, so he sets up here. Let's see what he can do. He also has our Zerg player, though, going to have to try and find a way to fight this. He has set up into quite a nice concave. Some Hydras to the right-hand side and some Hydras to the south, pulling those back just a little bit. And here we go, Colossi starting to hit onto that base. Some Lings going around the back. They're going to get caught in a stasis, actually. Oh, but the Warp Prism goes down. Oh, that's huge, because that really gets rid of a lot of reinforcements. And look at the number of Hydralisks that are just pushing on forwards. Colossus after Colossus drops, and everything will disappear for MaNa right here. Wow, GameTime just destroys this army. After what I would say is a very weak early game, this was actually a very solid fight from him, putting him into one heck of a lead, and he just goes straight across the map to try and end this now, perhaps. You've seen these Lings and Hydras moving up, and see what's going down. Disruptor's come out. Well, Disruptor takes a little bit of time to charge up now before it fires. Disruptor is such an interesting thing to add in here, as we're going to be seeing the Lings jumping on top of this army again. The Hydra number was what was scary here, especially when the kind of the initial Warp Prism went down, it meant there wasn't the units to protect those Colossi to give them time to deal damage to the Hydra Ball. And now we're going to see, well, a few Hydras getting blasted by the Disruptor, but now the Disruptor goes down. And that's going to be the end of that as we see pushing in towards the natural expansion. A couple of gates going down side of core as well. Like a couple of Zealots. And again, pushing towards this, we're going to see this couple of Colossus going down themselves. So one Colossus very low, and the second one drops too. I'm just going to see those Lings and Hydras continuing to fight their way through this. A couple of Robo facilities are also going to be dropping down here. There's other couple of Hydras still pushing out the front, getting rid of these gateways. This really is just about looking to be it as we see some extra Lings running in. But there's just no way to actually really get rid of these Hydras, right? I mean, the Zealots can't do enough. MaNa has no time. So let's see who wraps it up with a victory. Will it be game time? Will it be MaNa? Which of these guys can bring us into a victory in this series? Let's find out as we kick off to the bottom left-hand side of the map. The yellow Zerg player, it is from Sloth Esports Club. Game time. His opponent to the top right-hand side from Team Liquid, it's MaNa. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Again, if you haven't already done so, please do consider hitting that follow button. Would love to see you guys come in and join us again in the future with more StarCraft 2 action. We do stream here on a regular, daily basis. So if you do hit that follow button, you can see when we're going live. Again, just a rundown of the next few days. 7 PM CET tomorrow is the WardiTV Invitational number 3 playoffs. Earlier in the day is the GG of the Year competition, actually, which I might cast. I didn't decide just yet, but I might cast that tomorrow a little bit earlier on. Yeah, I'm still kind of making up my mind. There's also Go for SC2 tomorrow. God, there's actually so much on tomorrow. So we'll probably stream a couple of things tomorrow through the day. Sunday, I'm going to be casting at 1 PM CET, 100% with the WardiTV New Year's Cup by Battlefy. Again, exclamation mark Battlefy in the chat. We'll give you a link to sign up. You should come and sign up. It's all about getting people to play and come and have some fun in StarCraft. So come sign up, come take part. We'd love to have you. Whether you're great, whether you're awful, whether you're going to just cheese someone and throw down proxy gates and make some memes, you might get cast on the stream, and we'd love to see you there. So come and take part. New Year's Day, I haven't actually decided just yet what we're going to do, but I'll probably do something. Probably just maybe a ladder stream, maybe just a couple of games. I don't really know. We don't really have much to cast on New Year's Day. We'll cast something because on Tuesday... Yeah, on Tuesday I fly to Poland. I don't think I can stream from Poland unless the Wi-Fi at the hotel decided to get better since last week. Wednesday I'm casting IEM Katowice qualifiers from Poland. And on Thursday I'm going to be casting... on Thursday I fly home. And I should be available to cast in the evening if we can find something to cast. But what is important from there is that we go into like our monster mode of StarCraft 2 after that. From January 5th, we're going to be casting every single day for the OSC Championship. We're going to cast the OSC Championship every single day, which is crazy. It's a lot of days of OSC. Every day for like 2 weeks, basically. And we also are going to double up a lot of those streams. So, OSC Championship on from the 5th onwards. And on the 5th, 6th, and 7th, it's also DreamHack Leipzig, WCS Leipzig qualifiers, which I believe we're going to get to cast. So we're going to do double casts on those days. Then through the week, it's going to be a little bit more chilled out and calmed up again. Until the 10th and 11th. And 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th is the OSC Championship bracket. But it's also the WESG APAC Regional Finals, which we're also going to be bringing you guys in the on this stream as well. So it's going to be a lot of action. Like, we're going to be live so much in January that you guys are actually going to be concerned whether I'm ever actually going to sleep. That's how much we're going to be live. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. And so the whole point is hit that follow button, and you can see we're only going live with all of that because it is going to be an action-packed first 2 weeks of the month. 2 Lings actually break through, and this Adept does go down. You can see some nibbling going on here against a shield battery or so. Shield battery going to fall as this Oracle comes in. We are going to see multiple Zerglings already being picked off. MaNa here picking up another couple of Lings as well. So again, some damage being done. Not too, I guess nothing too crazy. The Robo Facility gets dropped also. Twilight Council in the main. More Zerglings coming away down towards the lower left-hand side, and they are just moving around to keep active on the map. Allow on the way up, not super quick, nothing crazy, probably just in towards the Hydra Den fairly early on. And MaNa off the back of the Stargate here is going to go Twilight Forge and Robo, all the combination of structures he needs to do pretty much everything he needs. There's now 2 oracles will move across, and obviously they want to try and start picking off some workers, doing a little bit of damage here and there, and whatever else they can find. So far just being used defensively though. It's nice because it means that GameTime's had a lot of time to set up spores. He's got queens out in position, he hasn't lost any drones already to this. So yeah, those lings given their lives and kind of does help, you know, keeps the oracle at home, which is always a big positive. And here you go, 2 oracles into the main, obviously 2 oracles together will be guaranteed some workers. I mean, it's pretty much never going to be a scenario where you don't get worker kills with 2 oracles. And that is going to be 3 or 4 of them going down right there. Nicely done, but also a nice save or 2 on a couple of these gas workers as they made spore crawlers. Something that happens a lot when you take the first hit or so, you then become the spore crawler to stop the second hit from killing you, and you cancel once the threat is left. Happens a lot with Adepts, for example. Happens a lot with Reapers. So you're just going to see those lings trying to break through again. Just GameTime looking for chances, looking for opportunities to get good damage done, run-bys, etc. For now, they just peel away, and a couple of them will be ending up surviving. Warp Prism will begin to warp in some High Templar, 4 of them on the way up. Actually going to be finishing in a moment or so then, so 4 High Templar finishing and becoming Archons right away. So 2 Archons coming into play here. These Zerglings from GameTime starting to run over to the right-hand side of the map. I mean, Charge still coming up, finishing very shortly, +1 attack coming up on the Forge. 4 extra gateways coming down the main base, and, well, just going to be coming active, ready for MaNa to maybe even warp in. I mean, that's 8 gateways total. This time it's going to be Roaches and not Ling Hydra to fight against this, as MaNa has to cancel the 3rd base already. These Oracles drained off energy from fighting against drones, and obviously previously even, Lings as well. He's going to be seeing them turn around. These Archons looking to fight against a few of these Roaches. Not bad so far. He actually got rid of a Queen or 2 as he keeps on dropping aggressively with these Archons. Wants to get as many of those as possible as, well, actually chasing down drones as well. That Zealot is having a bit of an issue with the charge. That is going to be a defense from GameTime. Pushes this away, but the Archons in the natural picking off a Queen. MaNa just keeping up with the aggression here so far, but only on 2 bases as he now throws down a 2nd Robo Facility. Only on 2 bases. His 3rd Nexus was cancelled before, and obviously hasn't been able to re-establish that yet. As, oh my god, what a clutch pickup that Archon. Really felt as though it really was about to, maybe even should have, just died. Well, MaNa is getting set up at home to get ready to defend this. He sees these units coming across the map. Already Ling's approaching. As GameTime runs in, you'll see still no 3rd Nexus, which he'll be obviously quite happy about. Behind this at home, throwing down the Hydra lists as well. MaNa, well, he's got an Immortal out, which will help a lot against the Roaches too. As long as he does target fire them and doesn't just allow his Immortal to waste shots onto those Zerglings. So MaNa moving forwards again. With the 2nd Robo up, the double Robo production will be a big deal. Being able to get 2 Immortals out at a time, and now he sees the Hydras too, so he knows it's not just one big Roach all in. Just confirms it is a transition from his opponent, but still only on 2 bases. I mean, that hurts if he just sort of sits here for too long. Right now, that is all he's doing though. Those extra Roaches finishing up. Muscular Augment still coming in. Just going to be seeing that Warp Prism is moving away up the right-hand side once again. We'll actually come back to help defend. I mean, MaNa should be able to get a 3rd Nexus up right here. Wolf Hatchery dropping down from GameTime. He doesn't have a ton of units. His Hydra count isn't super crazy either. Like, he's got a lot of Roaches. It's not like he's got loads of Hydras, and so the damage output isn't super crazy. Maybe MaNa could do with a couple more sentries, just with a couple of extra force fields. Could just help out a little bit here. As he is really looking to try and catch these Lings as they come out of stasis. See a few of those Lings getting picked up nice and quick. Well, here we go. Units from GameTime positioning. Already getting towards the 3rd Nexus. MaNa down the ramp will maybe not be able to protect this. Cancels immediately. Knight comes up the ramp to fight this, and he does start to push that away. First force field doesn't do a lot. Meanwhile, units are going up towards his natural, so MaNa might have some issues here. Those Roaches turn over here, and they are going to keep fighting. They're going to get themselves the Archon already. Turning around on this side, a couple of force fields are not doing a lot. The Storm kind of missed, and, well, 4 Mortals, but that's pretty much all that's left here. There's so much Zerg at the moment. And MaNa is having a pretty tough time in terms of dealing with this. Stasis trap goes off on just 3 roaches, which would usually be alright, but not in this scenario, and he tries to recall away to save these units, but he loses 2 of the Immortals in the process. Well, GameTime is not going to waste time, because he's going to push straight up into this natural expansion and just keep this going. And he's going to come straight on in here, and that's going to be multiple Immortals going down. MaNa types out because GameTime has just got too much. GameTime secures the victory 2-1 against MaNa. A fun PvZ series for us here today.